Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Welcome to this episode of Am I the Asshole? Our first one is from Not Willing to Share, and it's an update from the first post in the last episode. Update: Am I the asshole for kicking out my mom's boyfriend? I know the other sub is very subjective on updates, so I figured I would post it here. I do want to take a moment to address some things I saw in the comments. 1. There are trusts set up, and neither me nor my sister has full access to the money left to us. This was done because both my sister and I were in our early 20s when my mom died, and she wanted to make sure we had some stability before we had access and to protect us from people who may try to take advantage, especially while we were grieving. 2. I have a lawyer. He's already informed me legally to my area what eviction laws are, and my mom's former boyfriend will be served with formal eviction papers just to cover myself even after today. So to the update, my dad came over, decided not to have my boyfriend over since he doesn't know about the money side and I wasn't trying to have the boyfriend out the situation, this morning, and brought along my cousin. For easier telling, I'm going to call my mom's former boyfriend C. C showed up at about 10 a.m. my time and talked to my dad, then asked if he could have a couple minutes alone with me. Dad nodded, so my cousin and him went into the kitchen and C and I sat in the living room. I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to go as it had, but I'm glad it did. C started with an apology. I don't remember all of the words said, but the basics were he missed my mom, he's been lonely, but not alone thanks to me and his son. He was sorry for what had happened, that he got caught up in lust and let someone else fill his head with ideas, and that he owned up to his mistakes and should have never put up with someone who would disrespect me or my mom's memory. He tried to hand me a cashier's check for $15,000. He said it wasn't much, but he wanted me to know he appreciated me and living with me and that he wanted to pay back some of what he owed. I refused the check, both in part because I never wanted his money, but I also don't want to give any possible legal leg for him to stand on if this is somehow him trying to stay. I told him the first part and told him to put it towards a house. He told me he's living with his sister, but is going to look at houses with a realtor next week. He did say his son is asking about our next hangout date, and said both me and my sister are welcome to arrange time with him. After all of that, my dad and cousin helped him get all the stuff out of the house that he owned. He had brought a U-Haul, and gave me back my house keys. He apologized again and left. Not what I expected, but it went really well, and I feel a lot less like I let my mom down. As I stated in the first one, OP was 100% within their right to do things and they weren't disrespecting their mom's memory or anything, but I feel like C ended up getting some redemption with the actions showed, especially with this update. This next one is by Dependent Tax 7341. Am I the asshole for leaving my mother's party after she insulted my daughter? I, 36 female, have a stepdaughter, 14 female, Anna. Her father and I married when Anna was 2. I consider her to be my real daughter in every way that matters, and love her just as much as my biological children. Most of my family adores Anna. She's a very sweet and hardworking girl who does her best to make them proud. However, my mother, 55 female, appears to not. She's never outright said that she dislikes my daughter or why, but I've always thought it's because Anna wasn't my biological child. I've been teaching Anna to cook for a few years now. She asked me last year if she could start bringing her cooking to family gatherings and potlucks, and of course I agreed. My mother started critiquing Anna's dishes. It began with just suggesting she add different spices or cook an ingredient a little longer, but over the past few months, it's been getting worse. She doesn't criticize the dishes of any family members. This Thanksgiving, she told Anna that the casserole she made was disgusting and inedible. I told my mother to stop criticizing Anna and that she was doing her best, but she just brushed me off, which was the final straw. My family was in town this week to celebrate my mother's birthday. I had some curry that my mother had made about 6 months ago and given me to freeze, so I reheated it and brought it to the party and told everyone Anna had worked very hard to make it just like her grandmother always did. Immediately, my mother started criticizing the curry, saying how Anna had added too much spice and overcooked the chicken. She even went so far as to tell Anna that she should stop bringing food to potlucks altogether. I hadn't originally intended to make a big deal out of this, but that comment crossed the line. I informed my mother that it was her own curry that I had reheated, and Anna had not actually cooked it. She immediately started sputtering and backpedaled, saying she was just trying to give constructive criticism and make Anna a better cook, but I knew she didn't really believe it. I asked her why she would treat my own stepdaughter so badly, and she admitted that she didn't see Anna as her real grandchild. This was the final straw for me. I found my husband, Anna, and my other children, and told them we had to leave, explaining what my mother said. We probably won't be attending any family gatherings for the foreseeable future either. My mother has gone full scorched earth on Facebook, and most family members have taken her side. She says that I ruined her party by leaving and that I destroyed our relationship for someone who isn't even my real child. My husband is on my side, but he thinks that we shouldn't have left the party since I'd already proven my point. Honestly, standing up for their stepdaughter is the best thing OP could have done, and if I was in their same position, would leave that party too, because there's no sense in being somewhere where one person is trying to make it absolutely miserable and rip on another. Definitely not the asshole. And our final one is from Flory Alicia. Am I the asshole for yelling at my friends and leaving a dinner party after they all made fun of me and gave me a gay intervention? I, 21 female, went out to dinner with 5 friends. 1 guy, 4 girls. For context, I look very masculine. Short hair, deep voice, no makeup, masculine style, etc. Sometimes I get mistaken for a man. Usually if it's by someone I'm never gonna see again, a cashier or waiter, I really don't care to correct them. My friends and I were having dinner at a nice, fancy place, and the waiter came to our table and he mistook me for a man. One of my friends responds, "Oh, she's not a man, she's just a lesbian." Everyone laughs, and the waiter apologized. After he laughed, I asked my friend, "Why did you say that?" I've never said or indicated in any way that I'm a lesbian, because I'm not. I've never had a boyfriend, but that's because I'm not interested in a romantic relationship. But we have talked about male celebrities we find attractive. I thought it was clear I was straight. My friend rolled her eyes at my question and said, "Oh, come on, we all know you're a lesbian." I was shocked. More friends jumped in and said, "Yeah, you don't have to lie to us." I wasn't lying. They started making jokes about me dressing like a lesbian, hiding my sexuality, being in a glass closet. Everyone knows. It's 2025, no one cares, etc. It all seemed like it wasn't a joke, and they actually believed it. One of my friends, Eva, even joked, "You were obviously in love with Inez." I showed genuine shock at this remark, and she reassured me, "It's okay, we all don't mind if you're gay." Inez was an on-off childhood friend of mine, and our friendship ended badly a few months ago. I was very upset by it and confided in my friends. I never thought they would use it against me. I told them firmly that I'm not a lesbian, this isn't funny, and I was not in love with Inez. Once they saw I was being serious about this, their tone and attitude became less jokey. They started lecturing me on self-acceptance, being in denial, internalized homophobia, I'm not homophobic, heteronormativity, compulsory heterosexuality, etc. It was like some sort of gay intervention. I found it absolutely ridiculous. I yelled at them for being bad friends because I couldn't even dress how I want or talk to them about my troubles, and I left the restaurant. It's the morning after, and I have serious regret. I don't know what to say to them and what to do. Am I the asshole? I fail to see how anybody could be the asshole when they literally reassert exactly how they feel they are as a person, especially considering they probably know themselves better than their friends. I definitely feel like the friends owe OP an apology in this situation and probably shouldn't crack jokes like that in the future. But yeah, OP's definitely not an asshole here. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Am I the Asshole? If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.